Alrighty, yes, as I was saying, while I was drawing this earlier, for a little drawing, apparently Disney and Universal Studios, I hope I've said that right. I'm not fully aware of all the details, but apparently they're teaming up together to go against the guy who's using AI to steal a lot of other artists' artwork, because apparently he's gone after the Disney IP and this Universal Studios IP with the machine, and that is a big no-no, because I know to be very super careful when it comes to doing anything with Disney or Nintendo or even Studio Ghibli and stuff. And I know, we all know, most artists who have a brain know not to sell that crap. Like, put it on there. You can, like, do your own fan art and stuff. They don't stop people from that. But if you're stealing their IPs and making profit off of it, or trying to make profit off of it, and basically that's what this AI thing is doing, because it's not, like, free for technically, they're going to get wrecked over the coals. I cannot wait until Nintendo comes in and joins in, and maybe even Sony, because they should. Or even like Studio Ghibli should have done it in the first. Studio Ghibli was too nice. It was actually nice when he said it was not art and it was like crap. When he said his bit, he could have said much worse. He could have done much worse. He has the right to sue him, because technically this AI shit, this AIs that take things that just copies. It doesn't make anything original. It copies. So Disney has very fair grounds to rake the coals over with them. Because, yes, isn't that right, Arthur? Yes, you can rake the coals with them. My little kitty's being cute, aren't you? Yes, well, cutie. Yes. Anyway, but yes. So part of my reason I'm drawing this little thing today, with a little bit of everything. Well, not everything. There's some things I didn't get around to putting in here, but I would not be surprised if other companies start realizing, oh, hang on, this AI is stealing our content and trying to make business with it, because it's basically what it's doing, and it's taking away business from us. And it's like Disney. Look, I am not a big fan of Disney. Not really. I do like Nightmare Before Christmas and Stitch, but I hate what they've done with some of their stuff now. They're just taking everything and redoing it. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Disney. Huge, but I do have some things like, I'm more interested in Choco Cat and Pokemon and Studio Ghibli more. But I do admit that I like Nightmare Before Christmas and Stitch, but I don't like what they did with the recent movie. So, like, they should have just not done that. But hey. But it will be a first stepping grounds, because technically AI has been ignoring all the copyright infringement. There's a lot of copyright infringement AI has been thinking, because if like Disney wins and Mr. Studio wins, then I hope that means there'll be the grounds for a lot of other companies to come in against these AIs and rake the coals over them as well, because technically Pokemon, like Nintendo and Mario Brothers, and I'm surprised Studio Ghibli didn't, but then, I don't know, maybe they wait for the others, because then they all have grounds to go against them, because they are infringing upon copyright thing. Because most times, I know, I'm being very careful when I do anything fan art Disney-wise, because I don't make a profit. When I do fan art, I don't make a profit out of anything. I just say it's fan art, leave it at that. It's the same with people who write, 3 fan fiction, and we all say we don't make a profit off of this, it's just fan art, which is like, you know, there's some fan art in here in my drawings. I will mention it. I don't make a profit off of it. I'm just doing it for fun. Drawing for practicing art and stuff like that. But I am not making a business off of this. Part of the reason also because I do talk about a lot of fan stuff, manga, stuff like that. I know you have to be very careful, especially when it comes to someone's IP. It's because I know Disney and Nintendo are very famously known for raking people over the coal for trying to make profit off of their IPs when it's not free for the domain. And, you know, they're not allowed to touch this stuff, because that means, especially if you touch the Mickey Mouse, Disney will rake you over coals big time. And that's the same with Nintendo. If you do, like, with the Mario and Luigi and Pokemon and Legend of Zelda, and even with Pikmin, you have to be extremely careful. And I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised if Sanrio starts getting into the act, because a lot of their IPs will be threatened as well. Seriously, these AI bros don't get it. They are infringing on a lot of copyrights, and I know these companies. You have to be so careful when you do fan art and stuff like that. If you're not making profit from it, then they usually leave you alone. But if you're making profit off their stuff, oh boy, Nintendo, Disney, Motion Pictures, even DreamWorks could rake you over the coals. And that's what's going to happen to these AO bros. because they are using a lot of these copyright infringement characters without even, asking if they can do it. They're just doing it without permission, and they can be raked over the coals, and I hope they get raked over the coals, because they've already done a lot of shit to little artists like this. And little artists, some of them I think have won. Some of them have been able to sue. But some of them are still suing at the moment. I know some of them are talking about it on here. And it's a big deal. It is a really big deal. I hope you guys don't mind my little drawing here, but I'll just, again, I will do like a mini post and you guys can watch that too. But it is a big deal, this copyright infringement stuff. Sorry, a lot of this is a bit messy. It's not perfect, but I try to put a little bit of all this thing in. But it is a big deal. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Disney, but actually I hope they win against these AO bros, because these AO bros are not respecting any artists out there, and they're not respecting the IP or the copyright infringement. And there might be then, I know, better laws, but it's like, when it comes to fan art, it's a really risky, slippy slope, and the same with fan fiction. You have to be very careful with how you do it, but it might mean there'll be better protection for writers and artists out there, for their original stuff, at least, and for fan artists too, because I know my sister did some Pokemon fan art here for me a while. Well, not for me generally, but she did it for a thing. And not like she's gonna stop, but she did this. It was a more original sort of fan art thing she did, but some jackass stole it to sell a scam to people, and she couldn't really copyright infringement against them because it was fan art. But Nintendo could go against them if they're using their IP without it, against it. And it's the same with what Disney can do, because Disney owns a lot of IPs, and I mean like a lot. And they could, and being as these IO bros are coming into taking a lot of art stuff that isn't theirs without asking, Disney and all these other companies can rake them over the coals. I'm surprised Nintendo isn't even getting into that, and Sony as well, because they own a lot of copyrights too, like with Spider-Man and stuff. And Disney owns a lot of IPs, and a lot of things are under them, like Star Wars, because if these AO bros get into that, they're gonna wreck it. And Disney knows it is a big corporation. It cannot afford to let these guys win with the copyright, otherwise they would. But anyway, and it means, but if Disney wins against it, it does mean a lot of smaller writers and artists will be able to protect their works and have better laws to protect this stuff. There's already some saying AI is just copying, because it's not doing original stuff. It's just copying. It is not creating anything original. And I've seen stupid advertisements here selling houses with some of that AI shit, and my god, I could see all the problems with it. My mom was like going, what is something really wrong with this? And I'm like, yes, they've used AI on it. I can see all the problems. I can point out the reflection here does not match the window. There is some things that have been added, like this tree does not look like this house does, and stuff like that. But yeah, AI bros are in trouble because they've gone against all the copyright. They started off with the small-time artists and writers, which I hate that they did that. And now they're starting to go after the big stuff, and I'm like, God, yeah, I hope they get in trouble, because this means I hope they get raked over the coals. AI should have been kept for more smarter things, like trying to figure out how to keep the house clean, or trying to find ways to keep places from getting flooded and stuff, or maybe helping people with medicine and helping cure certain diseases and stuff. Instead, all they're doing is using AI for stealing artwork, which is not really good, because we can do that without machines, technically. I mean, we can create ourselves, because this machine can't create. It has to copy everybody else's stuff to create it. You will not ever have anything new. You will just have the same old shit, and it does a really sloppy job of it too. I would not go with AI for that. AI should be kept for cleaning and helping with science and stuff like that. It's not good in the art sphere. It sucks in the art sphere. It does no good in the art sphere. So I'd say art should be left with the humans to create, because humans can create, machines cannot. I am sorry to say this, but yeah. So I hope they get raked to the coals. But again, I don't know all the details. It's just my personal opinion. I'm griping, and thank you for letting me rant, but that's my personal rant over this whole thing. And that's all I'm going to say. So that's just where I'm going to leave it at. But sorry for ranting this long. But yeah, I'm anti-AI big time because of what it does to artists and writers out there. I'd rather see original content from actual people